Okay, we're going to go standard to vertex of quadratics with formulas. Usually called like completing, oh, that's not what I wanted to do there. They usually call it completing the square, okay? And there's a big long process to it. And the idea is we're going to go from this form of a quadratic or a trinomial to this form. This is the vertex form and this is the standard form. And instead of going through that really long practice, we're just going to use these two formulas and to find the h value in our vertex form and the k value in our vertex form. And we're using, notice there's an a and a b, we're using the standard form values, and there's an a, a b, and a c here, a, b, and c. Notice I don't have one from a, mainly because a is identical between these two, okay? And that's why they write the same letter for them. So whatever the a is in standard will be the a in our vertex form. So let's use this info, okay? First off, we have to make sure we know what our a, b, and c is. So -2 is our a, positive 16 is our b, and c is -3. The first thing we want to find is the h value, or sometimes they call it the x value of the vertex. They are identical, the same thing, okay? So let's say we do that. That's going to be equal to -b. So I'm going to write negative, and remember b is 16. 16 divided by 2 times the a value, and the a value is -2. So we just have to kind of remember our bed mass in order to solve this, okay? That negative is kind of like it's outside the brackets. Essentially, this becomes -16 divided by, and 2 times -2 is -4, okay? And if you take a calculator out and solve this, this is actually going to be the number 4. So your h value is 4, okay? We'll plug it in after. We got it. Next thing we want to find is the k, or the y value of the vertex. Again, both the same thing. And this formula reads c subtract b squared divided by 4 times a. So we've got to use all 3 letters. That's a funny a. Okay? So we take our values and plug them in. Our c is -3, so I'll go -3 subtract. Our b is 16, so 16 squared divided by 4 times, and I guess I should have color coded these. This is our c, this is our b, and our a value is going to be times -2. Great. So according to BEDMAS, we work with our exponents first. So 16 squared, luckily I went and checked that out beforehand. That's 256, so we get -3 minus 256 divided by 4 times -2 is -8, okay? We'll do this first also, so I almost think of this like its own operations that need to be done first, so maybe I should put a bracket around there to help with the formula, okay? 256 divided -8 is -32. So we get -3 minus -32. Now, because these two negatives are beside each other, it's the same as adding something, okay? So it's -3 plus 32. This statement is the same as this statement. And this is the idea of taking 3 away from 32, which equals 29. And if you couldn't follow that, you just kind of use a calculator, right? But this is it. This is our h and our k. So our vertex form reads f at x is equal to, what was our a originally?
-2.
So in the vertex form, the a is going to be -2. We're going to have x subtract, and in this case, the h was 4. Okay. Now, side note, if it had been -4, it would have been x minus -4, which is the same as writing x plus 4. Okay, so keep that in mind. Squared, and then whatever our k is, and this is our k value, so plus 29. And this way we've gone through it without really having to do the completing of the square, that long process. We can use these two formulas for quadratics in it. It works.